Bernie Sanders tells his people, chill, right here on TBTV. All right, I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel if you value this content. Bernie Sanders took a lot of punishment during the 2016 election. The Washington Post put out 16 hit pieces in 24 hours. They said that Bernie Sanders wasn't liked by blacks and that women didn't like him and that only the Bernie bros liked him. This was a narrative crafted very successfully. But it wasn't a new type of smear tactic. In fact, the Bernie bro myth was very similar to the Obama bro myth. You know, what they said ran against Hillary in 2008. Yeah. So they dusted it off, shook the cobwebs off of it, gave it a little shot of Jack Daniels, and put it back out there. Bernie bros began to be the mocking term used for anyone who supported Bernie Sanders. And what was a Bernie bro? A Bernie bro was a crazy Frankenstein type situation. Maybe a zombie. Demographically speaking, it was a white guy, age, 18 to 29, heterosexual, living in his mama's basement, and definitely afraid of the blacks. And also, he hated women. Wasn't a real person. It wasn't a real person, but it was real enough to the masses of corporate media who kept perpetuating it during articles and interviews. Even to this day, they use it. In an effort to quiet the storm and to avoid criticism that you know is going to come, Bernie Sanders recently released a statement. He says, Bernie Sanders to supporters, I condemn bullying and harassment of any kind. That's right, guys. Bernie Sanders wants you to play nicer, be friendlier and kinder to the Hillbots you meet online. Because we all know they're the victims. Yeah, the correct the record trolls that were sent out paid by Hillary Clinton's campaign to David Brock and his organization. The whole intent, these paid people to go out and harass Bernie supporters. We have some of Hillary's camp now working for Kamala Harris, so you do the math on what's going on there. Let us do our very best to engage respectfully with our Democratic opponents, talking about the issues we're fighting for, not about personalities or past grievances. Sanders wrote, I want to be clear that I condemn bullying and harassment of any kind and in any space. Look, I understand that Bernie Sanders has to do something, I guess. I mean, maybe this will work in a way. But all they'll say is, hey, Bernie, you need to keep doing it. You need to keep doing it. You need to keep capitulating and capitulating. Keep giving in, Bernie. Keep giving in. If we have learned nothing from Donald Trump, we should learn that forgiveness don't matter. Nah, they won't forgive you. They won't forgive you, Bernie Sanders. What they'll do is take advantage of your capitulation and use it to dog you out more in the media. Do you think for a second the Politico will stop running hit pieces on you because you said, be nice? No, he'll just say, Bernie's people won't listen to him. He's got the worst people on the internet. It won't stop. Bernie continues. The email, which a source provided to CNN Sunday, came less than a week after Sanders officially announced his candidacy for president. See, that's the point. There it is. This is not a new email. When I tweeted about this email, a lot of people thought it was a new email. This proves my point. This email that Bernie sent out was sent out a week ago. They're now writing about it. This article is dated February 25th. Case in point, they don't care that you talk to your people. They don't care that your goals are not to cause venomous attacks online. They're going to make it seem like that's what you do anyway. Bernie goes on to say, we must never forget what this campaign is about and who our real opponents are. Yeah, Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and Amy Klobuchar. Those are our real opponents. And Peter Buttigieg and Sherrod Brown. Oh, No? Oh, come on, man. If you're a righteous person on the left, your true opponent is the unrighteous, ungodly, neo-liberal incrementalists like Amy Klobuchar.
But we're having fun.
Yes, we are.
Of course. We always have fun. Aren't we having fun?
We are having fun, Senator.
Yeah.
The Joe Bidens of the world are our real enemies. How about the people that stole the election in 2016, Bernie? Those would be the real enemies. Bernie, we're going to have to start toughening it up, man. Go back to your roots back in Brooklyn. Come on. And look, maybe like in Vermont, where gun use is legal. Yeah, be a Vermonter. Vermonters don't take shit. In all fairness to Bernie Sanders, he says our real opponent is Donald Trump, the most dangerous president in modern American history and the powerful special interests who back his agenda. Yeah, the thing here, Bernie, is both the same people that backed Trump's agenda backed Hillary's agenda. They're the same people. Sanders specifically reminded his supporters to refrain from vitriol on social media in regard to his Democratic opponents. He pointed toward a general election when he said his supporters will need to work with their primary opponents to achieve his number one priority of removing Trump from office. Remember that our struggle is bigger than a tweet or a Facebook comment. And remember that our primary opponents are decent people. Many have been friends and allies of mine in the Senate. And they may be decent to you, Bernie, but to us, they're bloodsuckers. They may be decent to you, Bernie, but to us, they're in the way of progress. They may be decent to you, Bernie, but to us, they're taking money from corporate interests, and their goals and priorities are not us. So they are the bad guys, Bernie. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to fight fire with fire on anybody. And if you capitulate to the DNC, I'm going to fight fire with you. That's right, Bernie Sanders. Look, we need fighters. You know what? If Bernie Sanders would have pointed out the email scandal of Hillary Clinton, how her email server put America at risk, he might be president right now. If Bernie Sanders would have called out the election rigging instead of letting Donald Trump do it, he may be president right now. I mean, it's possible, right? Wouldn't that be better for the country? See, sometimes being nice or being a good guy or being decent, it's not what's needed. Sometimes or let me put it another way. Sometimes the decent thing is to knock a mofo out. That's right, Bernie. When the time comes to knock these mofos out, knock them out. They're in the way. They're in the way of progress. I get what Bernie Sanders wants us to do here. I get it. But remember, it's just a suggestion. He can't tell us what to do. He can only, offer his advice, right? And for the record, I agree with it for most of you. But as for me, you see any gloves on these hands? I'm going to be going hard on anyone. That's right. I'm going to be calling them out and calling it as I see it. And I'm not going to do it in a nice way because we don't have time to do it in a nice way. But see, that's my job. Bernie's got to be upstanding. So does Tosi. So does Andrew Yang. Me? I don't have to be outstanding or upstanding. I just need to be me. A fighter. So look, guys, listen to Bernie Sanders. Don't be out there creating havoc and destroying the fragile minds, the fragile minds of the neoliberal, MSNBC watching, believe whatever Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid say crowd, right? But if you want some ass kicking, straight to the root of it, call it as you see it, no holds barred, knockout, drag out, truth-telling machine to come through here spitting like the gangster lean when you come back to this channel and subscribe. Bernie Sanders raised $6 million in 24 hours. That's a smooth criminal. That's one way of knocking them out without knocking them out.